Feel me? You 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 feel me? A doctor, a teacher. Damn. Yeah, I used to want to be a teacher, but like I just had to realize like kids are just not my thing. Like kids aren't my thing. I would like to have kids. Like I was explaining to my mom the other day. I wish I could raise my if my child ever sees this in the future, I promise I didn't mean it like this. But if I could raise my child at certain stages, that'll be great. Like, for example, if I don't have to push out the child, you can give them to me after, right? Then when they start hitting about 2, 3, and they start doing that, they're terrible biting stuff and throwing stuff and eating stuff, take them back, okay? Bring them back when they hit about 8, you know? Like, I need like 2 to 5 off. 2 to 5 off to get myself right, you know? And then when they turn about 6, I'll do 6 kindergarten, 6, 7 kindergarten. You know, you going to school, so now I got time while you at school to do me, and then worry about you when you get home. And I think from 6 I can thug it out. Yeah. So we have my mother, their grandmother. We have honestly, my mom always make faces and stuff when I bring up the fact, like, when we talk, well, not even when we talk about grandchildren, because she already know we don't even be talking about the whole kid thing much in the house. But y'all know parents be like, oh, I'm not watching no baby. That's really to get you to not have them. But really, when parents become grandparents, they're literally full of love. Like, they want, you know, y'all got that, you know?
You know why that is, though, don't you?
Why?
Because they're not responsible.
That's facts.
So when we get,
come get them. They gotta go. But that's my thing too. If I can give, like, that's why I like other people's kids, because like for what you said, I can give them back. Yeah, but my own kids.
I'm 35. I've been a parent before I was an adult. Like, I've literally been a parent since I was 16. One of the things,
She like a year off, but yeah.
you need 3 things in life.
Patience.
No.
Oh.
You need shelter. You need clothing. You need food. Okay? You don't need to have a child.
Right.
You can live your whole life
Right, without.
KID free. You feel me? I tell everybody this that has any, don't have children until you can afford to be selfish.
Yeah.
Till you afford to be considerate. Because the amount of consideration that comes with the child, oh my God. Like having 3.
Nah, facts.
I have a total of 5. I got 3 sons and 2 bonus babies. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much sometimes.
Yeah, well, shout out to y'all and y'all raising kids. I literally was just I was just looking at something the other day, and it was like, dang, it's so crazy how women have such a short amount of time to to have kids. Because imagine, like, me, for example, like, I don't want to have no kids hopefully until like I'm pushing 30. Like, if I can make it till 30, like 28, 29, 30, like around that age, like I'll have kids around then. But like as of now, like I can't imagine like carrying a child and pushing it out. I think the pushing it out is the part that scared me the most, and that's the first step. So like, I don't know. Whenever I get over that part.
I mean, if you thinking about having kids, I will always suggest this right here. Think about how old you're gonna be when they start getting pregnant.
And that's another thing. Like I don't know if I can deal with the attitude. No, I was literally, I was a good child. I did nothing. I literally didn't do anything. Yes, I was a lame child, which I love though. Now, I was kind of to myself, kind of, but I was kind of shy. I was like shy. I was a shy child. I was just shy, but I feel like I was shy because I wasn't like comfortable around everybody. Maybe like like at school I would be like to myself, but at home that's a different story. Like where I was with her. Yeah. Oh no. I went. Kind of glad I went though. Had a great experience. Yeah, of course, it's like a couple times where I've like regretted certain things, like crying in front of my whole school at this one ceremony. Cried in front of the whole school. Okay. So boom. I decided one year randomly to join yearbook. I don't know why I decided to join yearbook, but something like told me join the yearbook. So I joined the yearbook my sophomore year going into my junior year. I end up being head editor by senior year. Don't know how, but I guess she just seen something in me that I just didn't see. Being the head editor, we had this ceremony when the seniors get up from these chairs in the middle of the gym and they leave, and then the juniors come and sit in their chairs, like changing of the chairs, like, oh, we're finally seniors and stuff now, whatever. So I had to talk for that ceremony. I did not. I went to school I think I went to school that day and then like left because like I used to take my mama car when she wasn't there, and I went to school and I left and I was like, I'm gonna just come back for changing of the chairs. I would, like I said, I was a very shy person. Like I did not want to I had to talk in front of the whole school because I was the head editor. I created the yearbook. So they're like, okay, you have to do a speech in front of the whole school about blah, 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 whatever. So I'm so nervous, and everybody at my school knows me from crying. I used to have these random mental breakdowns, crying. This is how I knew it got so bad at my school that I was known for crying, to the point where one day I back crying and I was walking to my homeroom or whatever, and I heard somebody, like, as I'm passing by somebody crying, they like, damn, she crying again. When I heard that, at that moment, I'm like, damn, I'm really just known as the girl that be crying. Y'all, I used to just be so stressed out. Like, I was just a very emotional, dramatic person. So if I wanted to cry, I'm not ashamed to cry. Like, I'm going to cry. So yeah, I got up in front of the class. I was not going to even show up, but I kind of felt bad. I didn't want to like leave my teacher hanging. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to show up. I told her I was going to come. I'm going to come. So I came and I just decided to read what I wrote at the end of the yearbook or whatever. And I started crying in front of the whole senior class, my class, the whole faculty and staff. And when I tell you, like, crying, not no like, oh, tears going down my face, crying like a in the mic, and everybody is just silent, and it's just me crying. And I just felt so embarrassed. Also, I was also crying in front of the sophomore class where Desiree, my sister, was also there. So, like, as we're walking and stuff, she's like, oh, this man crying, da, da, da. Yeah, it was just, I don't know. I was just so emotional in school. Like, I don't know why. I'm still emotional now, but like to a certain extent, like I don't really cry as much or have no mental breakdowns or nothing like that. But like in high school, I don't know. I used to be going through it. I don't know. Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl Desi, and back with the You Feel Me podcast. Can we get another round of applause? Y'all, I have a small live audience today. Shout out to my peoples that showed up. Shout out Mikey Bands. Y'all know I gotta shout him out every episode. Shout out Port. Shout out my Dukes. And also, before we even get into anything, we're just gonna go ahead and shout out. We had this problem the other episode. I have a list, so I can't really say it right. So give me a second. Shout out to Seashells. Shout out to Seashells Catering. She got the spread over here. Y'all already know. She got the shrimp mac and cheese cupcake edition with the cilantro at the top with the tomato on the side. Then she got some fish cakes with a little lettuce. And then we got some cupcakes over there that Bart was smashing earlier. So yeah, she got a nice spread. Make sure you guys check out her Instagram. It will be right here on the screen, and it will also be in the description down below. So make sure you guys go check her out. But guys, this is actually the first episode I'm doing by myself, which I was originally going to be doing episodes by myself anyway. I just didn't want the first episode to be me by myself. I kind of just wanted to give y'all a good vibe, show you guys kind of like what you guys were going to get from the pod or whatever. So that's why I decided to do it with Desiree. We got a lot of good feedback. I was kind of like surprised, but like not really surprised at the same time. It was more like I felt like, dang, well, not even dang, I should have been did this, but kind of like, dang, I should have really been did this. Like, you could just tell that it was just, I just had to take the initiative to just start. Cause like, you know, the support was already there. I just had to go ahead and just start and like get it done. So we had a lot of good support. The views on the video actually did way more than I expected it to. We posted some reels that did really good. Like it was really good. I got a couple of people hit me up, like advice, criticism. And I'm not one of those people like, oh, I can't take criticism or like whatever. I want anybody to tell me like, okay, what you think, like what it was, what it wasn't. So I appreciate everybody hitting me up. A lot of people also was hitting me up about being on the pod. Bitch, you're not coming on. You're not. I'm sorry. This one girl, oh my gosh. And if you see this, shout out to you, girl. But I met this one girl, right? We was doing this YouTube video. I'm not even gonna be specific on what YouTube video we was doing, but we got casted to do a YouTube video or whatever. And I followed her on Instagram. She was pretty cool. But then like randomly one day I got on Instagram and I seen this girl's whole behind bent over and her little coochie on my screen. So like I just felt like I was just like, ugh, like I don't know why I keep seeing this. And then I just kept seeing her coochie, kept seeing her butt, kept seeing her titties. I'm like, look. Then I found out she did OnlyFans. I didn't know she did OnlyFans at all. Like she just didn't. Not saying that like if you do OnlyFans you give off a OnlyFans vibe, but like I just didn't think that's what she did. So then when I started seeing all that content and stuff, I ended up unfollowing her because it was just like me personally, I don't want to see that on my feed. But, you know, she slid up on my story. You know, she was supporting the pod. She said she messed with the content and she want to come on the show. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like that's not even the brand. That's not even the vibe. Like, maybe you could come and, like, watch behind the scenes and stuff. But, like, I don't know. I just, I don't know, y'all. Maybe if y'all want to see Shorty who do the OnlyFans on the pod, let me know. Maybe we'll have her on for an episode. Maybe we'll do a little topic on that. But yeah, a lot of people just hit me up about being on it. A lot of people, shout out to y'all and everything. Boom, boom. But other than that, I did want to talk a little bit about me this episode due to the fact that I really didn't get into that at all since I started the pod. So this episode is just going to be a bunch about just me and like how I feel about certain things and stuff like that. Boom. Okay. One thing I did want to talk about is before we get into like, you know, the stuff y'all actually want to hear about my life, my relationships. I did want to tell you guys about like where I'm trying to take the pod. Like I want to introduce certain segments into the pod, and these segments are going to be like pre-recorded things. And the way the conversation is going to flow on the pod, like I want it to be like introduced. I don't know. I just have so many ideas for this, and I know it's probably not going to happen overnight and stuff like that, but I just want you guys to know that more things are coming, and I do appreciate everybody who tap in, tune in, support, and everything. And yeah, let's just, you know, get into what y'all came here for. You feel me? Okay, boom. So one of the topics I did want to talk about is like relationships and friendships and stuff, because I just feel like since the year started, I just been cool off of every man in the United States of America. Like, it's just not giving. It never gave. Like, I'm just so over. And first of all, I'm only 22. So I've only had so much experience with dating and men and all this stuff. And like we were talking about before the pod started, like I was a very innocent, good child. Like I literally just came home, went to school, cheerleading practice or football game, basketball game, whatever, and came back home. Like I literally didn't go out to parties. My mom took me to my first party, and my mom had to tell me to go to the party because when she pulled up and I seen all them people outside, I said, I'm not going. I'm about to go home. I was telling my mom, take me home, please. I don't want to be here. And she was like, girl, go to the party and enjoy yourself. That's how much of an inside child I was. Like I was not into all of that. Like it was just very bad. But yeah, when the new year started, I kind of just like cut everybody off. And when I say everybody, not like friends, like men specifically, because I just was not interested. Like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I have a good sense of like when somebody is, like, I have a good sense of people's intentions, I feel like. And I know when something isn't right, or like when certain people don't have my best interest at heart. Even if you don't think I know, it's like I know, you know? So I kind of just cut everybody off and kind of just like was just to myself. And of course, people hit me up like, girl, where you at? Where you been at? Like, you ain't talking to me in mad long, calling out my phone. Also, the first episode, I was telling y'all about the man who lied, who was shorter than me, who was younger than me, and who was lying about the people in his house, and he really lived with his whole family. Why did that man call me at 3 o'clock in the morning one night? Babe, I have not answered that man in so long. Like, I don't even remember last time I talked to that man for real. So I don't understand why he continued to keep calling me. This man calls me randomly at random times at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 2 a.m. Babe, I'm never going to answer. So please stop calling me. Maybe I should just block him. Maybe, but I don't believe in blocking people because I just feel like if you want to contact me, you're going to contact me regardless, you know? So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll just take those steps to blocking that man because I just don't want to be contacted no more. I really don't even want him talking to me, and I never want to see him again in my life. But I feel like we have similar friend groups, so that's like not possible. So, yeah. Oh my gosh. This just feels so weird. Oh my God. I literally feel like I'm doing a YouTube video, but just like podcast version. And it's just weird because like on YouTube, I could literally chop, cut up and stuff like that. But I don't know, for this podcast, like, you know, podcasts are kind of just like smooth one conversations. And I don't want to be chopping up my videos. So I'm kind of just getting used to like just having regular conversations straight out, like dolo, without having to be all choppy. So y'all, you know, give me some grace and some patience, you know, have some patience with me. We're going to get there. You know, this is not like YouTube. This is a whole different vibe. But a couple goals that I did want to share with you guys and stuff. Most of my goals that I have aren't even like my biggest goals right now aren't even things that are physical. And that's because I feel like in order for me to get the things that I want physically, I have to be right up here, you know? So like one of the goals that I have for myself, like my biggest goals right now for myself, is just to stay consistent, set boundaries when it comes to like people who I allow in and out my life and stuff like that. And in my space also. And to get and stay organized, also to be on time. The timing part is literally my life's goal to do better. I don't know what, and it's so crazy because when I was in school, I used to have perfect attendance. Like when I was in school, I had perfect attendance, like every day, never missed a day of school. Then again, my mom was kind of responsible for me going to school on time and stuff. So, you know, she didn't play that. I don't know about y'all, but like even if I was sick on the ground, coughing up, I'm just playing now. But no, like my mom was the type of mom like, oh, babe, you're going to school. Like hospital, no, you're going to school. Jail, you're going to school. Like she was just like you're going to school mom, right? But I literally never am on time. Like I was on time today and barely. Like when I tell y'all I pulled up in the parking deck like at like 6:18 or whatever, and then I tried to get everything out my car. Then I'm trying to call my mom to see where she is, and then I done dropped all my papers on the ground, and then I couldn't find my car keys, and then I'm trying to get the stuff out the car. And like the timing thing is just so bad for me. I'm literally always late. Like it's just very bad. Staying consistent. That's also like probably like top 2 in the like stuff in like my goals and stuff. And that's just because I just want to stay consistent with this podcast stuff. I do not want to make the mistake that I made last time with my YouTube. And if you guys don't know, because you guys never followed my YouTube career or like my YouTube journey or whatever, I started a YouTube channel so randomly. I just literally woke up one summer and it was like, it was after I graduated. I'm just like, you know what? I need to do something. My mom, I already had like college set up or whatever, but like low key, I did not know like what I was even going to school for. So I was just kind of like, you know what? We're just going to try to figure something out. And by the time my mom gets back from out of town, like I'll have like this whole new life and she'll be like, oh, Desi, you don't have to go to school because you're, you know, good, whatever. And I decided to do YouTube. I literally did not know where it was going to go. I just literally woke up. I was researching, like y'all would think like I was like about to do this whole masterpiece. Like I was researching like how to edit, how to do this, how to do that. And I ended up making my own intro, editing my own videos. And like, I just made a couple random videos. My first video I even filmed wasn't even the first video I recorded. I used to sneak around my house to do videos also because I didn't want everybody to even know I was doing YouTube content. But started doing YouTube. It ended up working out for me. I did this one story time. Like you guys already know. I talk about it all the time. People, when you go on my YouTube channel, it's probably like the first video you see when you click. But I ended up doing this story time about this fight that happened. And it was just such a crazy thing. Even like when anytime I tell somebody about it, they're like, yeah, I don't believe you. Like, it's no way that happened. Like, Yeah, so I told the story about this whole big fight that happened. And when I tell y'all that it didn't happen like overnight, but literally like maybe less than a month later, that video just kept growing. Like it went from 10 like 5K to 10K to 50K to 100K to 200K, 300K, 4, and it just kept going up and up. And I'm like, dang, like I never even expected it to go that viral, and I didn't even expect that day. I was very sad. I was like very sad that day. I literally, all my friends was going off to college. I'm like, dang, I ain't going. Like, I got to do online right now. Da, da, da. So I was just sad. Everybody was having fun or whatever. And then that day I just decided to do it. And when I tell y'all, I literally am just so glad I was depressed that day. Like nobody wants to be depressed, but like if I was not sad and if I wasn't like, oh, I want to do like trying to figure something else out, I don't know if I ever would have started YouTube, even though it was just such a random, like me starting YouTube was just so random. Like I still, like 5 years ago from now, 10 years ago from now, I never would have thought like I would be doing YouTube. Not even sitting here doing a podcast. Like when I tell y'all, this was just never in the vision. Like I didn't see this, but I felt like it's something that just fell into my lap because it was just something that I'm just meant to do. Like the story times, I just started doing story times all the time. That's what the people mess with. Like they would literally sit there and listen to me talk for like hours. Like, and I used to feel like it was just regular videos, but like, you know, how you see yourself versus how other people see you, two different things. So like, even if you feel like, I feel ugly or I feel fat or I feel stupid or I don't think this is good enough, like, I promise y'all, like somebody out there think it's good enough. Somebody think it's the best thing they ever heard, seen, whatever. So y'all just gotta have like confidence in yourself and just go from there. But yes, be consistent, to set boundaries. That one, oof, I had to make that like a New Year's resolution. And I don't really do too much of the New Year's resolution just because like most of the times we break them anyway, but setting boundaries was just one of the biggest things for me because I feel like I used to have a problem with saying no to people, even if I know I need to say no. Like, for example, like somebody invited me somewhere and I don't want to go, or not even I don't want to go, I know I can't make it. I would still be like, all right, like I'm gonna be there, or like I'm gonna try to be there, boom, 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 knowing like, girl, I used to try to overextend myself, I feel like. And sometimes it's okay to be like, no, I can't make it, or no, I don't want to go, or no, you can't do this, or no, you can't, you know, I don't want you to talk to me, or whatever the case may be. So setting boundaries was definitely like the biggest thing for me. And I have been keeping up with that, and I have been like doing that, and I feel like it's been working. It's been doing what it needs to do. Like the people who get it, they get it, and the people who are like actually here for me and that are genuine, they kind of like look at it like, okay, you know, Desi doing her, you know, she working, whatever. And then the people who really not supposed to be in my life and they just like on some other stuff, they like, oh, Desi being weird, Desi acting funny, oh, you ain't came out with us in how long? Babe, I have work to do. Like I have stuff to do. Like I can't be out in the club every weekend, y'all. Can't be out every day. I can't be. It's just certain things that I don't want to do. And I don't understand how y'all are so complacent. I don't understand how y'all, comment down below, how do y'all go? Okay, I'm not even gonna say how y'all go to the club every weekend because I be having my times, okay? I be having my times where I want to celebrate with my friends and we might have went out about 2-3 weekends back to back. But it be some people that I know that literally go out every day, go out every weekend and drink every day. And like, it's okay to have you a little drinky drink every day, but why are you taking 13 shots every day? Like your immune system, I mean, is it an immune system? Your liver, something gotta be gone, gotta be wrong, something. I don't know. I feel like I get over things fast, but like, it's like, I'm just one of those people like been there, done that. Like when I started doing hair, like it didn't really take me long to realize like, I don't want to do this. And it's not even like I started doing hair because I like doing hair and it's also something I can make money from, but I always knew like it would never be something I would do forever. But I just be thinking like it'd be really some people who do hair forever that really don't even like doing the shit. Like some people, they actually want to be hairstylists for the rest of their life. If that's your talent and that's your whatever, do you. But like me personally, that shit got old very quick. Like that, what else I got tired of? I just get tired of things so quickly, like even people. But I don't know. Yeah. Also, some I also wrote down like goals that like aren't I also wrote down like goals that are physical that I actually want. And these are just like the first things that came to my head. It's literally not in no order. I do want an AMG big body Benz. I do want to buy it myself. So, I mean, if you buy it for me, thanks. But I feel like that's going to be the gift that I give to myself. Like, okay, bitch, like you really out here doing your big one. Cause I really want the AMG big body Benz. Like that's literally my dream car. I don't care for, I used to want like a Bentley and stuff, but I don't really even care for that because I've been inside of one and it looks like a regular SUV. Like it was nothing. Maybe that was just the basic model, but like it was just okay. So I want an AMG Benz. I want to reach 100K subscribers on YouTube. I'm almost there, and I've been literally at the same place for so long, but I literally can't blame anybody else but myself because it was just from me being inconsistent and stuff. But yeah, it's okay. We're going to be hitting 100K this year, and no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Like, if I don't hit 100K, like, I owe y'all $100K. Yes, clock it. And then I want to be able to do something nice for like my immediate family, friends. Like, I want to be able to be like, y'all, all inclusive trip on me. Like, y'all, let's go have a good time. Like, I feel like all of us need that, you know? So those are like some like 3 goals that I thought about that are like physical things that I want. So boom, boom. If y'all do want to buy me the AMG Benz, my cash, I don't have Cash App. My Zelle, we'll put it in the description box down below. Also, I take Apple Pay. Also, I take PayPal, and I take Chime. I don't even have a Chime, but we'll make an account for the people who have those. But yeah, we were talking about the relationship stuff. I just feel like I want more. Like, I want more out of life. Like, y'all, I might as well. I wasn't even gonna talk about this, but oh my god, like I feel like this one man had a chokehold on me like this. Like I could not even just like not like I don't know why I couldn't leave this man alone, but that's just my bae. Like, you know, that's just my man. Like I just love him so much. But it's just like I just know it's just way more out there for me. Even when it comes to like my friends that are like my friends, like my ride or dies, they're not going anywhere because those are like my family. We've been friends for a very long time. We're like this. But like when it comes to like new people that I meet and stuff like that, or like new guys and stuff, like I know there's more for me. Like I know I'm gonna meet people that are like-minded to like the stuff I like to do, or like not even, I'm even open to people who don't even like doing necessarily what I like to do, but there's people who have the same mindset as me that want more for themselves, who I just want to be around people like that. I want to be around people who want more for themselves, who see themselves in certain lights, because I feel like you kind of are who you hang around. Like, and at first I used to not agree with that just because I mean, I have friends that, you know, used to be on some other stuff. And just because, you know how people be like, oh, if your friend, I don't know, it's like a saying, if your friend a hoe, you a hoe too. Or birds of a feather flock together. And it used to be like, oh, bitch, this bird, oh, I'm not flocking with the flock. But it's like, it makes sense though. Cause like, if your whole friend group hoeing, like, girl, you just can't be the only one, ain't, you know? So, I feel like being around a certain group of people definitely matters. Also when it was like this one point in my like life, I'm talking about like I just got so many years on me and stuff, but it was this one point that I just like, me and my boyfriend broke up, me and my best friend stopped being cool and stuff like that, and I just kind of started being around other people, and then I didn't realize like how much that is so important. Like I started meeting so much people who was just like me, who did content or like who just did other stuff. And like me personally, I like to see other people passionate about whatever it is. Like if you sing, I like to see people who passionate about that. If you sell drugs, like I like you just got a goal, you got a purpose, like you know what you're doing it for something. Like I just like seeing people like that, you know? So I just started meeting a bunch of people like that. And that's how I know there's more out here and there's more for me. And this is like the people around me now aren't the only people that I'm ever going to meet. And it's not the end of the world if a man break my heart. It's not the end of the world if me and this girl don't end up being friends forever. Like, it's not the end of the world. Like, you going to live and learn. And it's so crazy because I just be going back to, I'm literally only 22. Like, dang, I have so much more years to go. Like, hopefully, you know, I'm not complaining about that, but I just am thinking like, damn, like, I just have so much life to live. Like, that is just, like, if you really think about it, it's just like, damn. And I know a lot of older people be saying like, oh my God, y'all better enjoy yourself because time be flying. No, time really do be flying because I think I graduated high school like 5 years ago and it don't even feel like it's been 5 years ago, like, at all. But Oh yeah. So, and then like speaking of friends, I always be a little skeptical of like joining different friend groups and stuff, just because I've had an experience where I joined a friend group and it just went so left. And I don't know. I feel like sometimes when you enter a friend group or like girls that are like duos or trios or whatever, it's kind of like it gets tricky because sometimes it's some people who don't like sharing their friends. And I personally feel like that's weird because like if your friend meets somebody that's cool, like y'all don't gotta be all gang bestie, but like at least like, be, I don't know. And the only reason why I brought that up is because me and my sister were talking about, and it's actually one of the topics on here. We were talking about like expectations you have from your friends. And me personally, I don't really have much expectations out of people in general because I feel like that's how you get your hopes up, like expecting certain people to do certain things, and it's just never going to happen. So I feel like I give people the bare minimum. I just expect to be respected. And if you're any type of friend of mine or any type of boyfriend or whatever of mine, I expect some type of loyalty. Okay, so respect and loyalty, that's the two biggest things for me personally. So when it comes to like my guy friends, even though I feel like guys be feeling like just because you're not their girl, they don't have to do certain things. But me personally, if I'm with a man, I don't want to hold the door. I feel like I don't hold the door. Like even when, like if I'm going out, like I will stand there and you will hold the door because I just feel like, I'll be letting like my brother slack. I'm not gonna lie, because I even had to tell my brother that the other day. We went out to eat and he just walked in and like everybody was just whatever. And I'm like, babe, when women are, it was all three of us. It was three girls and it was just him. So I'm like, when you're out with a woman, because I'm telling him this like for his own purpose too. Like, eventually he's gonna have him a little girlfriend. He's gonna be taking little girls out to eat and stuff. And you're gonna have to be like, be respectful. Open the door, whether I'm your sister or not, open the door. And another thing for me when it comes to both genders, I feel like when I go out, if you leave me, I will never, ever, ever speak to you again. And I had a situation like this happen to me where one of my guy friends, I went out with him and he left me, and I never went out with that man again because it felt like we went out, everybody started leaving, and I look up and he's walking away. So I'm like, babe, you invited me. How you gonna leave? So then he left, and I ended up catching up with him, and I'm like, okay, cool. Next thing you know, y'all, I look back up, the man gone again. And I just feel like that's weird because one, it's like, y'all know when y'all be at the club at 3 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning, the club don't even close till 3. So I'm outside the club at 3:30 by myself. I didn't even drive, so I'm waiting on my ride to come get me. And it was just like, gave very much like, you just didn't care about my well-being. To me, it's not even about, leaving me. It's more like being safe, just making sure somebody's safe. Like even if I drop my friend off, any of my friends off, I make sure they walk into their house before I even pull off. You just never know, like, So, and then another situation like that low-key happened to me when me and my sister went out. One of the I don't know. It's so crazy because I don't be liking to call people my friends, but I guess I'm gonna call her my friend because we cool, but so one of my friends invited me out, and me personally, I felt like one of her friends was being a little weird. I don't know why, but I feel like she kept bumping into me on purpose. I don't know. But they ended up leaving, and they didn't tell me like, oh, we're leaving, whatever, which she never did this before. So I was very much confused. But she ended up leaving, and luckily I was with my sister, so I had somebody to be with. But I just was thinking like, dang, what if I was by myself? Like, you just left, you didn't say nothing. And yeah, I haven't been out with her since then, and she did apologize for leaving me, but then again, it's like me, I'm still hella looking a little sideways, like, girl, just because like, yes, she never did it before, but it's still like, I don't like that. Like, it's just certain things that I'm not, whatever. Okay, y'all, we're gonna probably talk about two quick little things before we wrap up this episode. Men, when you are inviting me out, please stop telling me to bring my friends. Mikhail looked up at me because he's one of the examples. Every time one of my guy friends, brother, whoever, invite me out, it's like, bring your homegirls. Y'all got specifics too. Bring the big booty one, the light skin one with the curly hair. Bring the brown skin one that had the ponytail with the flip. babe, I do not own I do not own a brothel. I do not own no prostitution ring. I don't know what y'all be expecting. It's like y'all be having them lined up, please, and then y'all don't even be bringing y'all homeboys. Yeah, Mikey Vance. So, and it's not even just him. It's just like anytime a guy asks me to come out and like, it's going to be like a group activity. It's like, oh, bring your friends, bring your homegirls, like, da, da, da. Like it's given like, we about to set up a little 2-man, a little 3-man, but it's like, y'all, please stop asking me that. I bring my friends, like, if we're going out, I bring my friends out if they're available to come out. But like, y'all be acting like it's mandatory, bring a bitch, okay? It's like mandatory, bring a bitch when you go outside, He over there shaking his head. They over there shaking their head, no, okay? And I'm not bringing my friends if you're not bringing your friends and they look good. Because Mikkel brought his little, wait, where was it? Bowling. When we were bowling and your 2 friends, that's all I'm gonna say. I hope they see this. Okay, and the last thing we're going to talk about real quick is I was scrolling on TikTok the other day, and I don't even be scrolling on TikTok for real because, like, I don't know, TikTok kind of be trapping me every time I get on the app, so I try not to even get on the app because I end up being on there for like 3 hours, wondering where the time go. So I just had some free time, so I was scrolling on Instagram. And I don't be liking to listen to people sing. But it was this man, and he was singing, and he was doing something to me while he was singing. And I just started thinking about it, like, I used to be like, oh, I can't do the men that sing. Like, that's mad corny. Like, singing. Like, I can't do the little singing, dancing things. I can't. But I'm like, damn, maybe I just might like that. Maybe I just might like my man to sing to me. So I feel like I'm finna start... I can't even say that. I feel like I'm gonna start broadening my expanding my horizons when it comes to certain things, because certain things we be looking at as sassy and weird. Because I'm sorry, like the singing thing, I just can't. Like, even if it's Chris Brown, baby, Chris Brown, he get a pass. Chris Brown get a pass. But like, I'm not into the whole singing the men that sing thing. But like, that man really was like, he had my heart aching a little bit. I felt like he was singing to me. Like, I felt like he made that song for me personally. If you're a light-skinned man, he had tats, waves. I don't even really mess with the waves for waves. And you was singing "I See You" by Coco Jones, and you had your shirt off. Actually, you had like a wife beater on. Hit me up or something. Like, you kind of did something to me right there. Yeah, that's me shooting my shot or whatever. Yeah. Also, PSA, if you are my ex's friend or my ex's old friends, please stop DMing me. I don't want you. Okay? And honestly, at this point, I feel like I'm being set up. Like, I don't know if I'm being set up or is this like real life. But please stop texting me. Like, the DMs, I'm trying to take you out. I'm just looking at y'all sideways because it's like, are y'all serious? Like, do he know this is going on? Like, is he sending y'all for me or something? Like, what's going on? But can y'all stop for real? I'm not with the good morning, beautiful, grand risings, the trying to take me out. I don't want to go out with y'all. I don't. And that's why I turn down a lot of dates. I don't understand. I mean, I'm all for the dating stuff, but me personally, a lot of times why I don't go out on dates with people is because I don't want to be seen out with y'all. And I don't know. I feel like a lot of people don't really think about that. Like, they're like, oh, I'm about to just get a free dinner. I'm about to get a free but it's like, you want to be seen outside with this man. Like, Atlanta is big, but it's small at the same time. Like, I don't know. I'm not into that. But please stop DMing me, y'all. Like, I'm not going to say it again. Please. Stop. Okay, y'all, we got some advice. We got this question, and then we're going to wrap it up. Okay, y'all. So this person says, should I apologize to people I ghosted? In the past 2 days, I've suffered intense regret for ghosting people. The oldest message I have on Facebook is from someone asking if we can still be friends because she saw I unfriended her. She read the message, like, shorty read the message and didn't respond. And she said that was 11 years ago. And I feel so bad about it. In another example, I ghosted a guy I had known for years. His last message was, I miss being able to talk to you. Shorty read it again and she didn't respond to me, and that was 9 years ago. She said, I want to apologize to them and all I want to apologize to them and all the others I betrayed and ghosted. At the same time, does it even make sense to apologize for something so old? Would they even care anymore? Babe, if you go and DM or message that man and that woman for not responding to them 11 and 9 years ago, something must be wrong with you. And you don't got nothing to do, no business to tend to. 9 years ago, I promise you, they probably on to new relationships, new lives, probably done got kids, a family. Like, they're not worried about that. Now, if you personally feel deep down in your heart that you want to apologize because you feel some type of way about that, do whatever is best for you. Me personally, I'm all for ghosting. I have no issue with that because I just feel like if I don't want to talk to you no more, I'm not going to talk to you no more. Like, me personally, I have ghosted before. I don't feel bad. I have to say I don't feel bad because I really don't feel bad for anybody I ghosted because I feel like, one, if I ghosted you, it's because you did something stupid and you know what you did, and I feel like we're all grown, so I don't even have to explain to you why I ghosted you, babe, because you already know. But I did ghost this one. The only person I feel bad about ghosting is the one man that I ghosted because he was shorter than me, but it was just like, babe, it was just never gonna work out, you know? But other than that, like, I'm here for the ghosting. But if you do feel deep down inside that you, like, if you feel wrong about ghosting, don't do it. Just communicate. I don't want to talk to you no more. That's really that. Okay? So, girl, do not message them people. If you feel like you need to, go ahead. But me personally, I would not even do it, so don't even do it. But yeah, guys, that's the end of this episode. You know, a quick little episode with your girl. If you guys do like these dolo episodes, let me know in the comments down below and I would get more of those out for you guys. Make sure you guys tune into upcoming episodes. I'm going to be having some exciting guests lined up for you guys soon in the future. I kind of want to like push the pod a little more and kind of like build a fan base and build, like, you know, a little family before we start adding people to this, and kind of like we're living and we're learning with this pod, and we're kind of like, you know, going and growing as we go. So yeah, I appreciate all the support. I appreciate all the like. I appreciate everything. Everybody hit me up. We got bro coming to do behind the scenes. Like, I appreciate everything. So yeah, I'm really glad that you guys are on this journey with me. More to come. You guys are gonna see from the ground up how it grows. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you guys like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow me on all my social media platforms. Also, make sure you guys follow the podcast Instagram. I will drop that in the description box down below, also on the screen. And yeah, until next time, Desi out.